Hello, this is needlepointers.com and I would like to show you how to make this cute lined denim bag from the leg of an old pair of jeans. What you will need is some old jeans, some lining fabric, thread, a marking tool, and a sewing machine. Okay, the first thing you would do was to cut your pair of jeans approximately 11 or 12 inches long. So you can see mine's just a little over 11 inches. Now, the next thing you would do was to cut the lining, and to determine the size that you need, you would measure your pants along the top. Mine's about 8.5 inches. You would times that times 2 because you need it to go all the way around, and then you would add an extra inch for the seam allowance. So for instance, in my example where it's 8.5, it would be 8.5 plus 8.5, which would be 17 inches plus 1 inch. So it would be 18 inches altogether. And the length of it would be exactly the same length as the pants. The next thing you would do is you would sew the lining. So you would put right sides together, and you're going to sew using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and we're going to sew down along the side. And I'm back tacking. You can pin it if you want. I don't necessarily always pin, I just hold it and sew. Now we're going to sew along the bottom, but we're going to leave about a 4-inch gap so that we can turn it later on. And we're going to again use a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I like to leave my gap in the middle. So I'm going to just sew here, leave about a 4-inch, and then sew the rest of the way. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a little box bottom in it. And to do that, we're going to fold the bottom seam and the side seam together. And see how it forms? Well, let me open up the seam allowance so you can actually see it. There. It forms like a little triangle. So you're placing the bottom seam and the side seam together, like so. And then we're going to sew across here, and you want it to be about 1 inch. You can either mark it. This one I'm going to just sew across, and the next one I'll show you how I mark it. But you're going to sew across. I'm going to cut the extra fabric. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now of course there's no side seam, but you're going to try to just mark it a little with your nail or whatever to make a fold. You're going to fold it on to itself like so. And then you can take your ruler and mark it from where the point is, not where this is, but where you sewed it. You would mark it about 1 inch, and then you can use a pencil or a pen, marking pen, and mark across there, and you're going to sew. So you see it has like a little box in the bottom. Now we're going to work on the jean part of it. Turn your jeans inside out, again using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. We're going to sew the bottom completely closed. Again, we're going to make a box bottom. Fold the one to match like the side seam, where the side seam would be. And sew about 1 inch in. Okay, I'm finished with that. Now let's take the denim and we're going to turn it right side out. We're going to place the lining and the denim with the right sides together, like this. And in this case, I am going to pin the top together all the way around. As you see, I have it pinned. Another thing, please, you have to make sure that you line up the box at the bottom with the lining and also with the pants so that they're together. Okay? The next step we're going to do is we're going to sew all the way around it using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Now my machine, this table comes off, which makes it easier, but you can still do it even if yours doesn't come off. And I'm going to sew all the way around. Okay, I sewed it all the way around. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it through the opening in the bottom, like so. And where the opening was, all I did for mine, you can hand stitch it closed if you want, but I just top stitched right along where that opening was. Let me put it inside. And I'm going to go and I'm going to iron this down. Okay, so as you can see, it's done. All you have to do now is just take it and turn it down. And there you have a cute little lined denim bag. I hope you enjoyed this fun project. Please like, share, and comment. Subscribe to our channel because we publish new crafting videos on Mondays and Thursdays. On Saturdays we post quick tip videos and we share our personal craft projects. Check out our website needlepointers.com for more sewing how-tos and free sewing projects.